turned up today like they knew they wanted to win, they played like they wanted to win, and they were just so on point. But I have to say, normally, I'm not a fan of Ursa's, but I can understand when you get an Ursa and your Dire side, it helps. But also you need some lockdown, and man, KYXY with the Magnus. Those RPs, at the beginning they were great, in the middle, a little bit rocky, but at the end, you couldn't have asked for a better Magnus.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Orange. They won with an Ursa. I totally, from the draft, Jacob and I were like, DK, definite victory. And then, but they performed well. They took down an early Rex. They had a 30,000 gold lead with Aegis, with Cheese, with one Rex already taken down, and things already started to slide back in DK's favor. And compared to a team like Alliance, they would never have traded 0 for 5 in a push like that. So I'm rather impressed that they won with Ursa, but they weren't able to close it out in a convincing fashion.
What a nail-biting game. I thought for a moment there that the Great Wall of China would actually stand. Orange coming back into the game. We saw we saw the Magnus, sorry I forgot his name now. We saw the Magnus with the RP at the Roshan pit, and I was thinking, oh my god, DK is winning this game. DK goes ahead and tries to take Roshan. He comes back. RP's 4-man skewers into Mushi, and Mushi just cleans table.
Well, you know that RP? The overpower that he gave to the Ursa was actually just about to wear off. And at one point, he had to just BKB to be able to continue fighting. But the RP was literally, when he RP'd, it was just off cooldown. And it was so amazing because they just constantly put pressure, and he had to go back to base. Like, he TP'd back and then came back, and it was the perfect timing on the RP. We can see it here now. And Mushi does have the overpower. There comes the RP from KYXY, going to skew a 4-man up. Mushi will get a couple of hits, then pops his BKB, which is going to remove the overpower. Super goes down, and
Roshan was sitting at less than 10% HP. If it was just a matter of seconds difference, they would have taken the Aegis, the Cheese, and the game could have been a complete.
Yeah, and here's the last fight now. This is really nice play by Net on the Bane. Just gets out of the way of ROTK. Puts him under. Ohio obviously taking a lot of damage. Mushi comes back from having the Aegis. KYXY comes in, and that is the perfect RP. You got all the illusions in there. Burning won't even get a kill on Net here, but the fact that he's dead, and Super once again will drop. Orange just needed to walk into the base while looking cool at the same time, which is pretty much how the last couple of fights went. So good, but we always have to give it up to DK. I didn't think they were going to be able to defend as good as they did. Like, Burning, his diffusal blade, it just wasn't there.
It was a very surprising defense, I feel like, but Orange...
Oh, sorry, I've got to interrupt you. We've actually got Mushi ready for an interview, so we're going to go straight to Mushi. So, Casey, he's got to be happy.
Oh my gosh, right? Yeah, Mushi's here right now. I want to take you back to the beginning and ask about the Ursa pick. People were going crazy on Twitter for that. Tell us about that.
Actually, Ursa is considered as one of my favorite heroes. Yeah. So I think I'm confident play with it.
It looked like it was working in the beginning. There were a few moments towards the end. I thought maybe you guys had kind of lost it. What was the key to your comeback at the very end there?
We believe all my teammates, we believe each other, and then my team is playing very well. So.
It was fun to see how excited you all were at the end. We just played the footage. How are you feeling? Are you really, really energetic right now?
I'm very happy because I never imagined that I can get in top 4.
Congratulations, you did it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'll send it back to you, James.
Thank you, Casey. Yeah, so Ursa, favorite hero there, or one of favorites. Bruno, what can you tell us about Ursa before maybe we take a look at DK?
Ursa is one of the heroes that many people don't like to pick. They think it's kind of a weak hero compared to other ones, but the stats prove otherwise. He's 53% overall, and in this tournament, he's 7-3, doing very, very well. Particularly Mushi played it twice. This time, right now, we can see there he had 14 kills and 15 assists. And the last time he played, he has 7 kills, 2 deaths, and 11 assists, and another magnificent display. I think he's onto something when he's on this hero because, of course, he has some very bad matchups, but yeah, that's the previous game as well. We're going to see now the Ursa as well, but he has some unfavorable matchups, but it's a hero that on the right spot with something like Magnus can destroy teams immediately, and people will be showing this clip of today's game for the rest of the year, I'd say.
I definitely think we've already got some of our top 10 plays just in the Orange versus DK game. But we have to say, DK, an amazing hold for as long as they could, really. And they still could have won the game if it wasn't for the Roche fight and then the final kind of showdown. I was impressed. Like,
again, a bit
sixth,
of lackluster decision-making coming out from DK. We saw it in the game against IG yesterday, where they pushed without having buybacks, and we now saw them attempting a Roche attempt that was very questionable. I think they thought RP was still on cooldown. As you were saying, it just got off cooldown.
Isn't it like a 45 seconds, somewhere around there?
No. It's something like 80, I want to say.
For me, it's 45.
But it was such a long team fight.
Jameson KYXY has a 45-second cooldown, and that's what DK didn't anticipate. And Orange, on a whole, I think Mushi can be very proud of his team this time around. They all brought their A game. I think Extinct on the Chen in the early game especially, Net on the Bane with his positioning in the team fights, cancelling black holes, sleeping targets everywhere. It was just superb play, and of course KYXY's game-winning RP. Beautiful play by Orange. I'm really excited to see them going into the next game.
All right, yeah. Definitely not 45 seconds, by the way. It's like 1.5 minutes, 100-second cooldown. Yeah. For me, because every time I look at it, when I play Magnus and I use it, I only bother looking at my RP when it's roughly 45 seconds to go, and then it's perfect. All right then, guys, so we're going to get ready to go into the next game in just a little bit, which is going to be IG versus Tongfu. But while we're on stage and we do our panel, there's also awesome people doing other stuff. You probably notice every game here at the International is played on stage, so it means that the team of Valve need to get the players in and ready for you guys at home. So we're going to show you the team. They go by the name, the Pit Crew.
If you've been watching the matches, you might notice some very official-looking people standing inside the pods waiting just in case their help is needed, and we're kind of liking to call them the Pit Crew, would you say, Chandler?
Yeah, definitely kind of a technical pit crew.
And I didn't know this, but every team brings their own hardware, their own equipment, and you really have to go in between every single match and switch it out. So talk to us about what you guys do.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. The first International in Cologne, we had the players setting up their own gear between matches, and the whole process was just a little too long to kind of get between one match to the next. So we decided in the second International that we would have a crew of guys go in, bag up all of their peripherals, their keyboards, their mice, their headsets, whatever equipment that they really like to use. And we take note of each bag, who it belongs to, the order that they sit in, and then we just do all the work for them. We also take, each player has their own hard drive, their own SSD, and we swap those in and out so that all of their settings, their preferences, everything that they do is going to be recorded on that drive, and we can just put it in, and boom, the computer is ready for them to go.
Your adrenaline must be pumping.
Oh, absolutely. We know that any kind of inefficiency is going to slow the whole process down, so we try to get in and out as fast as possible.
So just to give people an idea, you mentioned 15 to 30 minutes typically to do that. You guys are doing it in around 5. I heard last year you were challenged to do it in under 5. How did that work out?
We hit about 2.5 minutes on a swap, and we were promised some Cold Stone ice cream, I think, as a reward for getting that under the record. I'm still waiting for that. By the way, you know who you are.
You haven't got your reward yet?
Sometimes, doesn't work out like that.
Well, you really are the unsung heroes of this, so thanks for all of your work, and it was really nice to kind of see how it all happens.
All right, thank you, Casey.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. Damn, I need to hire those guys when I move house. The most annoying thing is when you have to find all your cables for your PC and plug it in, and it's obviously the first thing you plug in when you move house, as long as you've got internet, at least for me. So the next game we're going to is going to be Invictus Gaming versus Tongfu. Similar story as the last match. Is going to be the same round in the lower bracket. So one team already has a 1-0 lead, and that team is IG, and we've got an interview with Chon with Casey.
I want to introduce you to Chuan with IG, and we're talking to him with the help of Josh. Congratulations on how far you've made it in the tournament so far. And before we get to today, I have to ask you about the All-Star tournament. How was that, switching places with Puppy?
说一下全明星赛，就你跟 Puppy 换位置。
很好玩吧，跟他们就是他们有一种就是很逗的心态，就是他们跟我在我家乡那边的人不一样。
He says it was a lot of fun. Players here, maybe like from different cultures, there's a lot of different fun dynamics, and there's different things from players from it's different from players from his own country and stuff like that.
And how are you feeling today going up against Tong Fu for the second time?
然后打通服今天感觉怎么样？
我们之前一直输他们，就是他们组队之后，我们一直输他们，就是今天是我们一席的时候了。
They had been losing against Tongfu earlier this year, so today it's just time to go.
Nice. All right. Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
川 Kuala Lumpur Malaysia
曾宏达 Face 广东 China
洛菲茨华裔武汉 China
江晨 YYF 上海 China
陈瑶周湖南 China
Last year's champions in a bit of a harder position this year in the lower bracket, but they are of course one game up. Chon, Zhao, Faith, YYF and Ferrari 430. They're expecting to win this as a team. I'm sure they've come in very confident after last night's victory. Can they do it? Well, they're going to be going up against Tong Fu, and I think the pit crew are breaking records today because it looks like the players are already in the draft. So we're just going to introduce Tong Fu and get into the game as quickly as possible.
And Josh and I are talking with Hao with Tong Fu right now. Good morning to you, and a lot to talk about, especially with the way things went yesterday. You're down one going in as captain, having an extra night to prepare for the next 1 or 2 games. How did you prepare the team?
作为队长，你们昨天去打了1局，然后今天0比1过后开始打。作为队长，你为队友做什么准备？
因为昨天我们打完拉比之后，可能状态也不好，比较累，可能有点伤士气打完那一盘。但是我们就是打到最后，其实人比较累，所以就是发挥的也不稳定。所以今天我们调整过来，睡了一觉，我觉得我们今天会就是用尽全力以赴的话会赢。
He says maybe yesterday against Navi they were a bit tired, so they ended up losing, and the loss also the loss itself was tiring, playing it was tiring, and it also harmed their morale a bit. But after the night, they got some sleep, and today they feel like they're here to play. They have a chance, yeah.
Nice. I also noticed that as captain, it's pretty rare that you play carry, and for you, playing carry as the captain, how does that affect your ability to kind of take a broader look at the game and help your team?
他说发现打主 C 的队长不算多，那你作为队长也打主 C， 对于你的临场指挥有什么影响什么的吗？
我觉得这个并不影响，因为虽然我是作为队长，但是选人也是5个人一起商量出来的，而且指挥这种东西其实大家都有权利说话，因为5个人觉得谁说的有用就听谁的。其实我觉得这个并不就是也就是队长跟打主席的位置其实也不冲突。
He says that he feels as captain, yeah, sure he's captain, he plays carry, but a lot of the decisions, for example, in the drafting and in game, everyone has a say, and whoever has the right idea or good idea is something that they all take into account. So he doesn't feel that playing captain and carry is really, one or the other.
Oh, interesting. All right. Well, Hal, thank you. Good luck today.
王娇 Banana 中国开封
陈志豪中国广州周洋 KJ 中国上海
张盼木中国武汉王兆辉山生中国湖南
Tong Fu, yesterday it looked like they were going to do so well, but the whole day turned out to be a nightmare for them on day 3 of the International. They almost were beating Navi, they got knocked down to lower bracket, and then they lost their first game versus Invictus Gaming. Mu, King J, Hao, Senxing. Completely forgot the other name because it wasn't in front of me there.
Banana?
Banana, yeah, Banana. Can they bring back this match before we throw it to the game, Bruno?
Well, in the statistics, it's very even. It's 7-7 overall. Tong Fu won 2-0 in the group stage. IG is 1-0 on the main stage. Everything can happen.
Tong Fu takes a 2-1 because they're awesome.
IG is going to pick Shadow Fiend, crush again, 2-0.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. We're going to go straight to the game. So over to the commentators, Toby and Wagamama.
Invictus Gaming versus Tong Fu.
5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back inside the Battle Royale Hall. I am Toby1.
And I am Wagamama.
And we are back here to finish what we started yesterday, just like before. This time around as the defending champions, Invictus Gaming, going up against what has been one of my favorite teams throughout this tournament, Tong Fu.
Yeah, and they're already one game up from yesterday. Tong Fu, they now had to win 2 games in a succession, and we're really far into the draft, so let's just head into it. I want to see what they're
Sounds like a good idea. And we're going to break Merlini's heart right now, as you're going to see SF was banned out in the 3rd position by Hal, so IG is unable to pick up that SF for Ferrari. But as we do look at our draft, we are basically almost at the last section of it. So OD, Batrider, SF, DK taken out by Tong Fu. We've got the Darkseer, the Lifesteal, the Visage, and the Nyx Assassin taken out by Invictus Gaming. As far as Invictus Gaming lineup goes, they got a lot of elements to push, some good steel as well through the Chen, the Rubik, and the Prophet.
That's true. Tong Fu, I like their single target focus. They have the Weaver, Alchemist, Beastmaster, all these really amazing at just targeting down one at a time. But there's a Chen, Rubik, and Nature's Prophet already on IG. And there we see a Storm gonna be played again.
So we get the aggressive Ferrari 430. Storm Spirit come out.
Yeah, and Storm, we saw it yesterday. It was really successful in that game. And we're gonna see how he plays out in this game. Of course, going for early Orchid is really amazing. Against Weaver, you can almost always get your Orchid before he hits that Linken's.
Yep.
Enabling you to just kill him. But BKB is a little bit cheaper, so if you go for BKB, you can actually get through that silence and just time-lapse away or invis away.
Yeah. And more than likely, that should be the path of the Weaver, and they get a ban. The Lone Druid is their last one for Tong Fu. So IG won't be able to take out the Lone Druid. Again, it looks like they're just fearing this large amount of push. We are missing that last player, that last hero for Zhou. That's the last one missing for Invictus Gaming. As far as Tong Fu go, they've got all their cores, so it's just one more support hero. They're looking to ban out Invictus Gaming. Now, they've already got the combination of the Alchemist and the SD, and they fear it might be a little bit greedy, going to go for a jungle Doombringer, so they remove him out as well.
Yeah, we have seen a lot of Doom being played, and jungle Doom as support, Tong Fu love to play it as well. So just gonna ban it out. When you have a Storm in your team, you really don't want to play against the Doombringer. It's so easy to just shut down the Storm, put the Doom on him, and it can't basically do anything.
Well, Tong Fu, you got the Doom taken out. They gotta still stick with the jungler because Chen's already been taken. So Enchantress or Enigma will be their only last remaining hopes as far as what they can get, but they wouldn't want an Enigma in this lineup, not up against a hero like a Rubik.
I think they want to go just into something that has a nice, reliable stun for them. Maybe even going into ways of Alina or Leshrac, maybe head into something different, maybe long range as we saw yesterday, and Earthshaker being played, but I don't feel it has too good synergy here. The Leshrac would definitely make a lot of sense to me though.
Yeah, I would agree. Then they've got some elements that push behind their lineup. Like they've got Beastmaster already, and in fact, there it is, 100%. Leshrac will be their selection. So they're rotating, roaming supports. Going to be looking for those kills. Guess it'll be very difficult to catch out that Storm Spirit. Disruption, straight to a Storm Spirit ultimate. He might be able to get himself away, but if they do get the combo right with the Beastmaster roll, with the Alchemist stun, with the Leshrac stun, they can kill him off very quickly.
Oh yeah, it's going to be Beast's job to really initiate, but then he has all types of follow-up coming up on that. With the amplification of the damage from Shadow Demon, a Leshrac stun or an Alch stun will just kill him immediately. So Storm Spirit has some concerns here. He has to be careful about the Storm Spirit, about the Beastmaster. Morphling gonna be the carry of IG.
So Zhou will get the Morphling pickup. It's not as strong as we saw it the other day when we were looking at Morphling going up against an anti-mage, and that way it was like that double-edged sword, like one burns mana, which kind of shuts down the Morphling, the other one, you just steal, then you just go to town. Right now, like, who would you even want to steal? You would probably just want to take an Alchemist, so you got someone nice and fat for you.
You can get the Alchemist if he has the Assault Cuirass, which he always gets later on in the game. You get that aura, which is always a big thing. Of course, Illusions do have the aura in Dota 2, which is amazing. But other than that, I just feel IG, they're relying on having their core heroes being able to escape. Morphling, Storm, these heroes can easily just get out of anything. So Beastmaster, yeah, he has a tough time.
Yeah.
King J has to not only find the initiation, but do it really well with Shadow Demon, Alchemist, or Leshrac really close to him, so they can actually kill them.
Well, let's run through our lineup very, very quickly as you're talking about King J. He'll be playing that Beastmaster on the bottom lane for Sunshang onto the Shadow Demon. Mu will be as the Weaver, puts Bananas and Leshrac, and then Hal will be the last one as the Alchemist. And they're all moving down towards the bottom lane where they might, if they don't go deep enough, they'll find Chuan as that Chen. Down a little bit further, Ferrari 4-3 will be going a safe lane Storm Spirit, will put Zhou in that middle lane with pooled consumables from Faith, has his Wraith Band up and running too, so a solo mid Morphling get to go classic.
Yeah.
And Faith, he'll be as the Rubik, already throwing down Sentry Wars, so Tong Fu's rotation will be seen. And then YYF, the last player, building in for a fast Hand of Midas, but is going to start up on that top lane to see if he can try his luck.
Yeah, going for the same build as Admiral Bulldog played it as well. And we're heading into a game for this solo mid Morphling. I feel that Zhou should be having a pretty good time against this Beastmaster mid. Well, actually, do we see? Yeah, he gets a haste rune. And it's not even gonna be a Beastmaster mid as they switched up a little bit, sending Mu towards the mid lane. We see the carries going up against each other. Well, we actually have Hao playing the second carry, of course.
King J's got to be careful with the line he runs. You can see where Faith is already moving. He's looking to get a pick up and throw him out. And we are seeing the right direction from King J. Going to run inside the tree line because he moves so quickly. The Ferrari 4-3-0. Really smart play by him. Pull the creep wave over and stops the pull from King J. So no matter what happens, King J doesn't get the advantage here. And Ferrari even puts himself between King J as well as the creep wave.
Yeah, so King J, nice attempt there, but not going to get too much from it. YYF, on the meantime, getting nice farm here under his tower. Not really getting all the last hits, but getting all the experience is even more worth it, maybe. Having almost level 2 on the first wave.
That mid lane should be a hell of a lot of fun, too. Weaver going up against a Morphling.
Yeah, Mu can be pretty aggressive on this lane, and he is using the double attack of Geminates all the time just to harass down Zhou, and he's having some trouble with this damage.
Oh, looks like trouble on bottom lane. King J's been picked up. Centaur with a stomp. Ferrari looking for the body block. Centaur as well. King J can't inch forward. He's going to go back. He bought a TP scroll. Going to sell so he can buy another one, but not going to happen. First blood in the bottom lane, spilt by IG. And they're off to a very good start. One game up and now one kill into the second.
Yeah, and it's really big getting your first blood for the Rubik as well. This is a supporter that benefits so much by having boots so he can get in and initiate. And even getting mana boots before the mid game really starts is so important. So very nice by IG.
And King J now has to be a little bit more cautious about that bottom lane. But what's he going to do? Try and pull the Ancients area? It's already been blocked up by a sentry, so he doesn't have that kind of option.
Yeah, their safe lane is working out for him though, but mid lane, Mu is actually playing really good against Zhou here. Mu, of course, being respected as a very good mid player. And he's just harassing away Zhou completely.
If he had time lapse, he'd just be going straight out for this right now. Without Shukuchi threw in one more attack, he would have killed off Zhou, but not trying his luck. No one charges up his sleeve. And probably still a little bit scared of what's going to happen if Zhou starts to strength morph.
Zhou is really in trouble here. He needs to buy, he buys one salve, but he has only 250 HP and already pushed down to red HP here by Weaver. And Weaver already starting to bottle run with that amazing Unicorn Wizard.
A little bit slower though.
A little bit slower.
Now he gets to fly.
Yeah, he probably should search that as the movement speed goes up very nicely when you have an empty bottle on it.
We got top lane pushed by Tongfu. Of course, as you're saying, Weaver's having a great time on bottom lane. Up on top lane, Hao with the 2 points up in that Greevil's Greed. Already has 18 last hits up here, and they're using that E to already force down this tower. And this is something that is the beauty of Leshrac. It always was. Like, you go back to those old lineups of having, just to blow your mind a little bit, Shadow Priest as well as the Tree Protector plus Leshrac. It was this never-ending push that would just destroy tower after tower.
Man, if we're looking at Leshrac, I miss the Sand King Leshrac. That good old combination never gets old. It's just really beautiful.
And all it really misses is techies.
That's true, man.
I never thought you'd agree to that. Morphling, man, he needs more here. He needs a lot more. Again, like, as you said, like that salve is coming out right now. That's even purchased by Chuan, trying to get Morphling to that bottle. But Mu, he owns this mid.
Yeah, Mu is just controlling it completely. 19 for 10 against 5 for 4. So Zhou not finding any luck here on the mid lane. Being out-farmed completely. Bottom lane, we saw an attempted kill on King J, but they're gonna back out, just farm up with the 10 a little bit more. Having that troll, you should really just utilize how fast you can farm it in jungle.
Wondering how long too, like as you said, like with Droll farming in jungle, like Chuan is only just about to hit level 3.
catapult push on top. We should really keep our eyes on this because there's no one there right now taking the experience, and YYF has 15 seconds CD on his TP, so he can't really be there.
They want to stop this.
This tower should go down.
With the 2 points up at Edict as well and no fortification, this tower is history. Hal's even pulling the creep wave off to the side so we can get that full amount of Edict from Banana out the tower, which they did. And with the catapult, that'll be the tier 1 tower to go down. The first tower here of the IG versus Tongfu game, and it will go.
Alchemist gets the last hit. 1500 golds, Boots, Basilius looking really good.
Troll Trap, move, waveform down by Zhou, he's low on life, Prophet's going to TP in right now, YYF.
A lot of commitment. A lot of commitment, but he still had his salve. Mu has not been harassed a lot on the mid lane, so he can just salve up now, use a tango even afterwards as he needs a little bit more HP. And he's going to be fine. And the reason he survived, he has Bracers as well as Wraith Band. That's a tanky Weaver.
Even before he has the time left, they have trouble killing him. Again, the Edict damage on the top lane.
I really like that build by Mu. It's so good getting high stats so that you can't be burst down. Normally he would really die there. If he just went for weaker items, he would be gone now.
It lets him transition nicely too. Like you just go into the drums, already got the Ring of Aquila up and running. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it works really well. And it's not going to be a Midas Alchemist, by the way. It's going to be a Battle Fury most likely, as we already see a Ring of Health clearly indicating a Battle Fury.
Yep.
That means that you can stack up the Ancients a lot, and we already see it done once on this offlane by KingJ. And Alchemists, if you don't do it, if you don't build a Battle Fury, it takes really long time for Alchemists to kill off that Ancient stack. But with it, you can just go there and kill it in basically 20 seconds and then leave.
It also helps with when Prophet makes this huge army, your trees pushing down the lane. It's a lot of quick money you can just pull in.
Yeah. No real attempt to kill anyone right now. YYF, he needs 600 more or 500 more golds to hit that Midas.
Pretty sure we're about to see a huge amount of gold come the way of Hal.
Yeah,
they have a huge stack of Ancients. That's a quad stack right there.
Not even Ancients, just big creeps, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, big creeps.
A quad stack on it, and even with a troll, gonna summon up even more small ones. And this is maxed out Grievous Greed on the Alchemist. I'm not even sure he can kill it yet. He doesn't have a point in his ulti, so he's just gonna let his creeps die here, completely denying any experience that would be coming the way of Nature's Prophet. Actually losing his own creeps here. That wasn't intentional. 2 of the Radiant ones get snatched up by this big camp.
It's gonna be a little bit frustrating for him if he does get the last hits. Yeah, Hal.
Some centaur stomps and right clicks.
Maybe they have bitten off more than they can chew right now. That acid spray is burning through a lot of it, but
he's too low level to really start clearing this. They should stack up even more in the jungle and then maybe look to gang towards the mid lane or even going all the way down to the easy lane. Or just use the pole spawn to get some more levels. But Leshrac, up to level 5, that stun does a lot of damage. Killing off the big creeps very nicely.
And now, also, yeah, level 3 on the stun. I was wondering if we just keep those points coming up at Edict, but it seems 2 points at Edict is enough for him.
Yeah, and having a lot of levels on that stun is going to be nice because they play so much. I told you during the draft that their combination is important. Beastmaster with a follow-up stun, and that's what's really going to be the burst damage onto heroes like Storm and Morphling. They want to have immediate damage more than the tick damage of the Diabolic Edict.
Going to push up bottom lane coming. 5 gold till Prophet hits that hand of Myers, but he's coming in for the bottom tower first.
He gets sent home. He's got to buy it, pick it up.
TP's coming into that bottom lane. That's Morphling. I mean, not Morphling, it's Mu on his way in. And Zhao can also be sent home if they want to, but he doesn't really need to right now. He's just got this replica available, and they do come back. So 5-man Dota on the bottom here for IG. It's meant to be the unstoppable push, but Banana is definitely looking to stop it.
Deny attempts.
It should be available. You have so many heroes there, and Beastmaster got the deny, but got picked up, thrown back down again, look for the roar, but Waveform through it.
He got to deny, but he gets caught out.
I say look for the roll, look for the axes. Not even level 6 yet. That's a Beastmaster level 3, so very easy to pick him off.
Yeah, he's off lane, of course, not solo mids, so gonna be pretty low level.
So we're 8 minutes in, 2-0, and IG. Like it feels like they're the ones that are controlling the map right now, but as Tongfu are the ones controlling. I don't want to say the lanes, but they're controlling the farm.
Oh yeah, they are. Looking over to the graphs now, 1,500 in the way of Tongfu, and experience being completely 0. It's actually just an even trade in terms of EXP. But Alchemist, he does farm very fast when he hits that Battle Fury, so
He's going to be out farming Storm, but Storm, he only wants his Orchid, and then he will start rotating and just looking for kills.
And how long is that away? He's got one Oblivion Star, so not that far. Not that far, depending on if there's engagements or not. Obviously, Ferrari going to take a long time to farm up all that gold. If he's just able to get snipe ops, pick around, find someone out of position, and they'll be good. But then again, who do you really find? You won't jump in anywhere near a Beastmaster. If he does finally get that roar up and running, you're in trouble. SD's got Disruption to save. We've already got Hal, who's going to have his chemical.